car's not jumping around a ton right now because we're at low speed. We're only doing 40 miles an hour on this semi-residential. I've got a problem with this hood. This hood has actually separated the skin from the ribbing underneath. There's actually glue that Ford applied to that, and it's gone on this one side on the front. So no matter how tight I make the latch assembly and the hood bumpers, this hood's not going to sit right. Now I could go in and actually do a little bit with using some panel bonding adhesive there, but AMD has a brand new hood that will get rid of some of the other problems that this hood has, like dents and dinkles in the top of the hood. I've got a center rib problem where the hood is actually dented down, and I want all that gone. Plus, I want to be able to test fit this hood so you guys can check it out, because we all know these hoods are terrible for problems with braking at the center, kind of like the square body Chevrolets. So we're going to try to put another hood on here and see how that works out. We'll go back to the shop, start working on it. I got a squeak that's just driving me nuts back here. I think it's the latch.
Restoration of a classic Ford is a journey of discovery. Let Autocrafters help you with yours. We offer quality parts for Falcon, Fairlane, F-Series, Galaxy, Maverick, and Pinto. Contact us today.
Now the guys at AMD do their best to make these hoods to where things don't happen to them in shipping, but these are truck freighted parts and you can encounter some problems. Like when we got this one in, there was a lovely strike in the side of the box from someone putting the forks to this thing. Even though this side says this side up, I can guarantee you probably wasn't this side up at some point. So what I did is I grabbed my flashlight before I got it off the truck. I went in and I looked to make sure there was no damage that I could see inside of the box, because it penetrated not just the outside box, but it also penetrated the inside box as well. So you want to make sure that you check all that stuff. All sides of this box need to be looked at. There's another strike down on the bottom low, but I'm pretty sure that's down below where there's going to be any kind of issue. I couldn't see anything. Doesn't mean there's not a hole or a piece of damage on the hood itself. Another thing I'm going to talk about real quickly before we move into this thing and start unboxing it is what this thing says right here from the guys at AMD. Test fit all parts first. Put it on the car once to make sure that everything fits up and runs up nice. They will not take it back if it is sanded, primed, or painted. And you cannot return it at that point. It is all yours then, and you're just stuck with it. So make sure you check and test fit first, like we're going to do with our 69 Fairlane Wagon, and then you can slap that sucker on the car and do anything else you want to do to it as long as you know it's going to fit okay. Okay? So now I'm going to take my pocket knife out and I'm going to unbox this thing, because it's pretty big. The box is anyway. Probably better with a utility knife so I don't dull my nice Bowman, but you know, I'm an anxious sort of guy. Now, all this box is on the outside is just a shipping container to keep the hood as nice as they possibly can as it ships over to us. Yeah, this is pretty nice packing. I'm pretty impressed with this. They're doing their very dead level best to keep this thing in good shape before it gets to you. Now they also sent us the hood edge. The Fairlane hood actually comes with an edge on the front of it. I'll explain that once we get the hood out of there and get this out of the container. And if you got kids, look at this. You got a nice place for them to play. They can use this to make a fort. Oh no! That's okay. It's back where it needs to be. Whew. All right, I'm going to cut the box off on one side. All right, my first order of business after I get the hood in is to inspect the entire top of the hood for any dents and damages. Sometimes even in shipping in general, you can possibly get hood damage on these things, so you'll want to take it and take a look at it. All right, this thing looks really nice. I don't see any damage or any of the kind of problems we've got in the existing hood, so I'm pretty excited about this. It'll be interesting to put it on the car and take a look at it. Holes for the Ford lettering are already there. We'll have to get a set of letters from the guys at Autocrafters, which, by the way, is where the hood came to us from. We ordered it through Autocrafters. AMD sent it to us from their Atlanta offices. Whew. Now the fun part. I get to put it on a car. All right, this is the trim piece that you can get through Auto Metal Direct for the 69 Fairlane and 68 Fairlane. I am going to try putting the other trim piece on there, but this one does come as part of this. In other words, you order this when you order the hood to get the same pieces working together. All right, I got Cam out here from Autorestomod to help me pull the hood off because this is not a light hood. All right, so we got both of these hoods side by side. This is the original hood off of our 69 Fairlane Wagon. That is the new AMD hood over there. And I just do this sometimes when I'm getting a new part in from folks to see if there's any discrepancies in the look of the part. I really can't find anything that makes me go, oh, well, that's wrong, or that's not right. I like what I'm seeing out of this hood. All the places that you would have possible changes and small things. Up here, these little box holes are box holes on the AMD hood. The cool thing is they replicated everything under here. If you put that hood on a 69 Fairlane Concours car, I'm going to tell you right now, unless a guy knows where to look for the date codes on the hood and the stampings and the sheet steel, he's not going to know that that's a replacement because it is just that nice on the top side and underneath. The back side is where you could take a few liberties if you were doing this kind of stuff and wanted to make it a little cheaper for you to manufacture. They didn't. The placement points, if you had the hood pad on the underside, which is what these little things here are, they hold the hood pad in place, and then you have mounting points here all across the underside of the hood. They're all there. So everything you would need to have a hood pad is on this hood as well. It even comes with the speed nuts on the back side of it. These little J-clips here are already in the hood so that you're not having to worry about that and putting the ones from the old hood back on there that are rusted and nasty. So, going to grab Cam, pull him back in here, and we're going to put this one on the car. One thing I will say is, when they did this hood, I put the latch in here temporarily. When they did this hood, they actually made this piece of metal thicker than the Ford factory stuff was, which means this latch won't be able to move around as much. I like what they did there. This will be easier now without the latch in there. On it now? Touching? Okay. Yeah. See, the problem I think we've got here, actually that's not too bad. Dang. It's low at that corner, but I think that's going to be, you got to take the hinge and pop the hinge up. Heck yeah. Okay, I'm going to come back some more. Across the back it's even? Okay, now that would be bumper, Bumper pulls it up. Okay. Gently, let's roll it up a little bit. Can we knock these two on the top and the back down? This side's pretty good at the back. It's that side that's kind of low. These bumpers also will affect that too. The side bumpers. But that's really low at the back. Yeah, but they're really low at the back. That side is. That side will be fine if you get, this is not tight. Got to put the lip on there. I don't have the fasteners for the lip right now. Get that corner up a little bit. But you can see that this hood's going to fit just fine. I'm really happy with what I've got going on here. That was a real quick adjustment set that made that thing sit as nice as it's sitting. Most of the issues I see in these two back corners is going to be taken out by taking the hood hinges and actually rolling them up at the back. If I can get a little bit more top out of them at the back, I'll do that. If not, I'll do the technique where I go in and I use my 2x4s and my 1x4 to adjust the actual sit of the hood. And I've got a video out there on the Galaxy that you can see how we did that. Man, this is nice looking. Digging it. Really digging it. Well, I gotta say it, folks, this thing is an A++ in my book. I have seen a lot of sheet metal in my day that is aftermarket sheet metal, and this stuff tops it all. The hood has good weight to it. It weighs about the same as an original hood, so it's not a lightweight, cheap piece of sheet metal. AMD has done their homework, and they did a really good job. I charge you could put this on a restoration, a full Dead Nuts Concours restoration, and at the show, no one would know the difference. They would not be able to tell that this wasn't an original piece of sheet metal unless they went in on the underside and tried to find date codes for it. So I'm pretty happy with this. Speaking of being happy, I'm real happy about the idea of you guys going out and checking us out on Patreon. At the $10 a month level, you get monthly meetings with me on Zoom. It's a really good time. Everybody enjoys themselves. Plus, we're going to be doing a lot more stuff too. We're going to be going in and actually doing doodles. Hey, the co-host finally shows up. We're going to be going in and doing a doodle for somebody once a month. We'll pick a car or pick an owner, and then they'll get a doodle done of their car, and we will then send that off to them after we get through with the doodle. And then also once a quarter, I'm going to be doing those same doodles, but I'm going to be doing them in color, so you'll get a color doodle of your car. Isn't that right, co-host? First co-host I've ever had. Another thing that you're going to want to check us out for is Super Thanks. It's your best way to give us a one-time Yahoo you, we love you gift for something that we've done where you say, you know what, I didn't know that and I've learned a lot today. It's worth the $25 or $500 tuition I paid to do this. If you do a $500, I'm telling you what, buddy, we are definitely going to say something really nice about you and find some way to pay you back for that $500 you throw into the kitty to help us out on it. All the money from Patreon and some of the stuff going into the Super Thanks stuff, that goes to Darren to pay his salary around here. So that's where your money's going. It's going to help a young man try to become a normal, functioning member of society. I'm not normal, and I don't ever plan to be. I don't know that he wants to be normal, but we'll give him an opportunity for it, okay? So, folks, do me a favor. I don't know where all that went. Be kind to each other, love each other, treat each other nice. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you on down the road. Actually, Darren is a really good dude. He's way better at editing than I am. He makes me look bad. It's just amazing to me how good he is at it and how bad he makes me look when I do it. Yeah, he's all that in a box cookie.